my 16 to 22 week pregnancy update. Lots of things have happened. I am currently, well, I'm 21 weeks plus 6 today, 22 weeks tomorrow. Main few things are, we had a private scan for the gender of the baby. I had to check everything was okay. That was at 17 weeks, yeah, I said that, 17 weeks, and then I had another scan, which is like the routine anomaly anatomy scan with the NHS at 20 weeks. Both went really well, and I'll talk about those more in detail each now. And the stuff I'm going to talk about is obviously the huge thing at the minute about this coronavirus, and obviously being pregnant, being in the high risk group, but I'll speak more about that a bit later on. I keep looking down, I have my list. So yeah, the scan, gender scan, 17 weeks exactly. The scan place that we go to is private, and they only really do scans in the weekend or after 5 p.m. in the week. So me and my husband went on a Saturday, and the plan was to go to have this, make sure everything was, okay, because they don't do massive, like really in-depth scans at these ones, but it was just a bit more further along than the 12-week scan, and there was more, you could see more. So we went along. Really nice place, staff were lovely. At this point, like I said in my last video, I was adamant that I was having a girl, absolutely adamant, and my husband was kind of convinced too. He's already got a girl, I've already got a boy, both the same age of 8. Yeah, I really just wanted a girl, and he did as well, and I was kind of had that set in my mind. That's what I was having, all my symptoms have been different. So we went in, they do the usual, have a look around, they tell you the different bits, like kidneys, heart, blah, blah. She said, do you want to know the gender? Because I think a lot of people go there and they have like the gender reveal package where they will write it down and then you can go off and do your gender reveal, but we weren't going to do that because we just wanted to know, and then we would tell people from there. So she said, well, I've seen it a few times now and I'm almost positive it's a little boy. And we were both just like, really? Blown away. I should say prior to this as well, like this pregnancy has been quite stressful for me. Obviously, if you knew how much in my other videos, I had 2 miscarriages prior to this pregnancy. The most recent one in June, which was a miscarriage, about 11 weeks. So, and me worrying about things going right in this pregnancy where, my anxiety is still high. I was really worried about this scan because I thought that something's going to be wrong, they're going to find a problem with the baby, and I really worked myself up for it, so I was really nervous going in. So when they told us he was a boy, we were just, again, I was like absolutely flabbergasted. And I think then after she went through and she said everything was fine, he looks healthy, he's lovely, I was again just really emotional and kind of blown away by it all. But I will insert some of the videos, the photos that they gave us. There was a 3D image, which isn't the best because they're quite, as she put it, quite skeletal at the stage as they are, because they haven't really got much fat on them. But it was a nice photo. Photo in of the between the legs, which I totally agree with her, you could not miss it. So I put that in. Yeah, and this is a bit where I will talk about gender disappointment, because after this scan I did have a little look online for videos about it, because at that point I did feel kind of, I suppose that I had that. But we left the scan place, we had all our photos, and me and my husband came in separate cars, so we went separately, and I went in the car, and I found that I was so shocked that he was a boy. that I didn't cry. I cried because I was upset that I wasn't crying that I was having a boy. I was crying for the reason that I thought I was having a girl and I had all that planned out. And when you... So yeah, I had this kind of idea in my head because I was so convinced it was girl. Like I had all the clothes picked out, I had names, we had names. I was just had this whole idea of how it was going to be, and I think that's what a lot of people say if they have this kind of gender disappointment, is that you kind of are upset about what you had planned in your mind that wasn't going to be, like that plan wasn't going to happen. So yeah, that's kind of, and like at the same time I was crying as well because I felt so stupid for being crying because I'm being upset because it was a boy. It's so hard to explain, and you know, I think a lot of people can be judged for having these feelings and wanting a specific gender when, you know, you're told you should just want a healthy baby, which is of course what everyone really wants. But I think when you have this idea in your head of what the gender you want and the kind of life ahead that you had planned, it is hard when you first find out. That was how it was for me anyway, because I always had a picture of myself with a daughter, and you know, I'm quite a girly girl and I like clothes and makeup and doing girly things, and I think when I had that all planned and it was just in my head, and you know, I've already got a little boy and you know, he's incredible, and but yeah, it's so hard to put into words how, you know, feeling without, you know, people will probably be like, oh well, you've had 2 miscarriages, you should be happy, and that wasn't the case. That's not what I was trying to say. Is I was thrilled. I was thrilled he was being healthy and moving around, and you know, everything was going well. It was just that little bit of sadness that this is not, I'm not going to have any more children after this. He's my last baby, and I'm kind of losing out on that opportunity to have a girl. I think that's kind of all I want to say on that matter, really. I mean, if you know anyone that, or if you've been through yourself where you've got a few of one gender, I mean, I know this is only second, then you can probably understand that my best friend has got 3 boys, and she can just completely how, you know, think, right, okay, I'm gonna go, and you know, like, I think it's gonna be this gender, and then it turns out to be something else, and then you feel, you know, people make the comment like, oh, you're gonna be hands full with boys, or you're gonna be, you know, outnumbered with a load of girls, things like that. So I'm rambling a bit now, but yeah, that's kind of my feeling I did have. And I will say that I did have gender disappointment, and I, you know, I was upset for a very short period. By the next day I was over it, and I was happy and excited and so glad my son will have a brother. Yeah, and I wanted to, the way we were going to tell people was I was going to make cupcakes, and they were going to be either blue or pink. So in this case they were blue, and for his parents we were going to make the cupcakes, put them in a box, and the lid, on the lid of the box, and they lifted it up, there was going to be a scan photo, which there's a video of that, not of me us telling them, but just the cakes and stuff, which I will put in. I've also put a photo in of me telling my son, which
Wait, so when did you know about that?
Oh, ages ago, Harry. With regards, I think that's about it with the gender reveal and like telling, well, I suppose it was a gender reveal and a baby reveal, because I told all my friends, mainly via WhatsApp. All my friends knew, because, you know, I wasn't really going out drinking or anything like that, and to this point, more recently, I was kind of avoiding seeing people because I was starting to get a bit of a belly, so you would have been like, what's going on there? So yeah, that's how I told him, and it was lovely, and everyone was so happy, and I told my mum, and I did the same with her for the cakes. Yeah, so everyone was thrilled, and we were thrilled as well. That's that bit. I mean, We then was 3 weeks later, the 20-week scan. That's the NHS scan, so that's like a routine one we have. That again I was really worried about, because they spend a lot of time on this scan. Like they go from like head to toe, basically look at the brain, face, the cleft, lungs, heart, spine, everything. And thankfully it was all okay, because I was getting so worked up about that. We have two photos, which I will, hopefully that'll focus. I'm not sure if it will. If not, I'll put it in. And then they gave me one of the foot. I don't even know if I'm holding those up right, but there we go. Yeah, good. I was a bit more relaxed after that, because I think once you know that everything's kind of anatomically okay with the baby and there's nothing major there, I know they can't detect everything, I was a bit more chilled, and I could kind of, you know, be a bit more excited, because at this point I was a bit, up until that point I was a bit, not reserved, just more kind of like, right, I want to get the 20-week scan so I know he's okay and he's got everything the way it should be and everything's working the way it should be. And they said it was, even though he was a bit of a monkey with not getting in the right position for his heart scan, but they did it in the end. Yeah, so moving on to a more current topic, which is this COVID-19 pandemic that is sweeping the world. Obviously I live in the UK, and it is really kind of, it's here, and it's here to stay for imminent, well, foreseeable future. Imminent's not the right word. I think up until about, yeah, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I mean, things were relatively normal. I would say today is Friday. Last weekend was relatively normal, but this weekend, like from about, I would say for me, from about Tuesday onwards has been completely, like, those of you that live in the UK and wherever you're watching this probably realise that they've released new information, well, new guidance for pregnant women that they're classed as high risk, and we are to kind of practice self-isolation regardless if you're having symptoms or not, which was kind of a turnaround, because they originally said, oh, you know, it doesn't really, we don't think it affects pregnant women any more than it would a normal person. So they kind of changed that, which is kind of a, well, for me, it's a bit of a worry in the sense that it's just because it's something new that they found, but they haven't said that. They're just doing it as more of a precautionary measure because it is so new. So from Tuesday, I work full-time, I'm a health visitor, and a lot of my job obviously is going into people's homes, face-to-face contact with children and parents. So from Tuesday they advised that we're not allowed to work, we are working from home, but we're not to do home visits. So kind of, again, limiting social interaction, which I have been. I've been working from home. I haven't really been going out to like public places. I think I did nip to the shop, like the supermarket, once very briefly this week. The schools are now closing from today onwards. My son hasn't been in school Thursday and Friday because I've been off, well not off, but at home. So I can, you know, I just wanted to limit that risk again of him going to school and bringing something back. Also, my mum, she's in a high risk category. She's got secondary breast cancer. She's got tumours in her lungs, so like any kind of respiratory illness would not be a good move for her at all. So I'm still staying away from her. So I speak to her on the phone every day, which I think, bless her, is not the easiest thing for her to be on her own all the time, but it's the safest at the minute. I had a consultant appointment today because for this pregnancy I'm consulting Ed, my son. Now he was born at 36 weeks, so they're just kind of keeping a closer eye on me. I did ask about whether, you know, if I started showing symptoms, what would I do, and do they need to know? And she said yes, 100%, you need to let us know, contact your midwife or antenatal clinic if you are showing symptoms. And I did ask, I said, would I be tested for the COVID-19 if I was showing symptoms? And her answer kind of was, we don't know. She would have liked, she said, I'd like pregnant women to be tested. Sorry, my phone is vibrating. pregnant women to be tested, but they're only testing people at the minute that are patients going into hospital or in hospital. But there is kind of a bit of a loophole for me as well, because I am an NHS worker in classes frontline, because I'm primary care as a health visitor. So whether if I was unwell, hopefully not, I could get a test through there, who knows. I mean, she just told me to follow the normal advice, which everyone I'm said. I'm limiting social contact, you know, the hand washing thing. I like pretty much wipe everything down. If I go out, I wipe everything down when I get back. So like my phone, my keys, my wallet, anything I've touched when I've been out, I wipe it all down. My husband, I'm wiping his stuff down. He's still at work. He does a lot of home visits because he's a gas engineer, but his company, just, he's got to keep working until they say no, really. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a worry. It is a worry. And if I do have any symptoms or become unwell, then I hope that it would be fairly mild, because I am quite healthy, I'd like to think, and I still exercise and I eat quite well, so let's hope we don't get to that. Yeah, so that's the big update. Oh, I have been taking my temperature every day, which is I bought this when I was TTCing. It's one of those ovulation temperature, well, you just take your temperature and do the ovulation. So yeah, I've been taking my temperature every day, so if I start feeling well, I can use that. It's very accurate. More of a pregnancy update, which is meant to be what this video is kind of covering everything. How I'm feeling. I mean, 16 to 22 weeks symptom wise, it's been okay. Even now I still get the odd period of being sick. I feel a lot more like myself again, if that makes sense. Really, belly is getting a lot bigger. I will insert a video from earlier, which I have changed my jumper. But yeah, video. I also was looking back at photos from when I was pregnant with my son, which they were all in a file on my phone from Facebook, because I don't use Facebook, and I just downloaded all my pictures. So none of them really have anything on them to show me how far along I was. So I'm just taking a guess at how far along I was around about the same time. So I'll put that in. So I think I was around the 20-week mark in that photo. Also found a few other photos with when I ordered my son's Moses basket, which I will be using again this time just as like a spare, which the dog is in, so I'll put that in as well. I think that's about it for my update, really. Yeah, because I'm working from home now and we're kind of confined to the house, I'll probably be trying to make a few more videos. I said that in my last one, and it's taken me God knows how long to do this, but I got a few planned, like my essential things that I've started using that I think are really good, and I've started taking photos. I have been taking some photos of like clothes and like outfit ideas, because I am a big clothes lover, and things that I bought maternity or not maternity that have been really useful, which I would be like must-have buys for other pregnant women. So yeah, I will hopefully be making a few more of those, and as I buy more things. Like I said, I've not been really quick on buying stuff because I've only 22 weeks, and me being paranoid, I didn't want to buy too much too early. So I think that is it. So I'm going to end this video here, and like I said, I still am quite new to YouTube. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, or you can subscribe to my channel.